Welcome to KitchyCait's Bookblog. I'm KitchyCait. I'm going to review for you Kate Hamer's The Doll Funeral. This is Kate's second book. We're on a first name basis. The first book that she wrote was The Girl in the Red Coat, which won several awards. She's a Welsh author living in Cardiff, Wales. And this is the story of a 13-year-old girl named Ruby who finds out on her 13th birthday that she was adopted. So she sets out on a mission to find her biological parents for the reason that her adopted parents kind of suck. They are abusive and do not show her any love. So she's excited to find out that she has another set of parents that are potentially better. There's an element of magic, quote unquote, or imagination. It says in the book lab, and this is so that I don't give away too much information that you might find that I've spoiled the book for you. It says, determined to find her real mother and father, she runs away into the woods with nothing but a suitcase and the company of her only true friend, the imaginary Shadow Boy. That's all it says about Shadow Boy in the book flap, so that's all I'm really going to say about Shadow Boy here, except for the fact that you will learn about Shadow Boy and his significance in Ruby's journey if you read the book yourself. The structure of the novel is a split perspective between Anna, Ruby's mother, that's in 1970, and Ruby in 1983. So the side of Anna kind of gives you a little bit of background as to the circumstances surrounding Ruby being put up for adoption, and the life that she would have had maybe otherwise. And Ruby's point of view is about her journey. So she runs off into the woods with a suitcase, and you wonder, well, how is she gonna find her parents that way? She has no direction. Well, Shadow Boy has a lot to do with the direction she takes. We'll just say that. The writing is really beautiful in this book. Here it is again. It does, as the blurb says, evoke Jeanette Winterson. I did enjoy the writing very much. The pacing was a little bit off for me in parts. Sometimes I thought it was just fine. Other times I got a little bit bogged down and thought maybe we were losing direction, and maybe this whole issue of finding the parents was never going to be resolved, and I would just have to live my life without knowing what happens. But I managed to finish it. I slogged through those bits, and I'm really glad I did. I would definitely read another book by Kate Hamer. I would give The Doll Funeral a 2.5-star review, which is not bad. It's not fantastic. And that could have been my mood. It could have been who knows what, but I did find it interesting. So I would recommend you pick it up if you like realistic fiction with a little bit of magical, not magic, but a little fantastical element in it. You're getting 2 for the price of 1 today. My other book that I reviewed was The Closest I've Come by Fred Aceves, and this tells the story of a teenage boy named Marcos Rivas, and he's a high schooler who, much like Ruby, starts out in a family dealing with a lot of abuse. His mother is an alcoholic, and her boyfriend Brian is an a-hole. He's really terrible. He calls him names all the time and puts these terrible negative thoughts into Marcos's head, and also is physically abusive. It's awful. So Marcos gets invited to participate in this program after school called The Future Success. Oh, I should mention at the start that it's a YA novel. I don't know if I should mention it, but it is a YA novel. So anyway, Marcus is invited to the Future Success program at his high school, which happens after school. He has to stay after school. And it's sort of for those kids who show a lot of potential but are not reaching their potential. And the only reason he says he'll go, and he does go, is because there's a young lady who is also involved in this program, and he hopes that spending a little bit of time after school with her might lead to something romantic between them. The back of the book says, "What am I supposed to do with this love I got?" And so hopefully Marcos is hoping that he'll be able to have a girlfriend, because in his group of buddies, there are certain things that you just don't talk about. The most important thing is that you act tough and you hide any feelings that you may have, because that's just not manly, I guess, to share your feelings. So, but the only thing is, he knows that if he had a girlfriend, he could share these things and these feelings that he's having with somebody. So that's probably all you need to know about the plot. And as far as the writing, this is Fred Aceves' first book, which is kind of incredible. I really, really liked it. I don't know if I mentioned it already. 5 stars. And it's told in the first person point of view, and it's so realistic sounding. Like, I can really picture these scenes happening in a high school between Marcos and his friends. It deals with some really terribly sad issues, but it's also beautiful because you follow Marcos on his journey of growth. And don't read spoilers on Goodreads like I do. But this book definitely made me cry. It's really touching because how real it is, how real it sounds. And like I said, I would give it a 5-star review, and I would definitely tell you to pick this book up. It's a book I could see becoming a movie in a really good way. And anyway, so that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully I will keep reading books, and maybe I will review them. Although it's really hard to do a book review when you don't use video editing software because you don't know how. So I've been recording all afternoon and they're all terrible. But if I ever do figure out how to do video editing software, I think I would really love to watch a blooper reel, because by then it might be funny. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll join me again. Take care.